Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. It's not the wee hours, early morning, but you know what I do for you. Out here putting it together. I got a good one for you today. Let's go. Writers in 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. Message is in the story for life. I'm giving you life lessons. Oh, y'all tuning in. I'm excited. Let's rock. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, and I'm on my job as the right thinker giving, right thinkers information that they can use to do just that, know themselves. So here's the question. You have to answer for yourself. Eventually, you'll be the one they'll be following because you have gained knowledge of self and become wise, and they'll follow you. Trust me. Know thyself is the question. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and know that they know not, it's simple. You teach them. That's what I do. What I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual love clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. This is what I do in the lab. I come up with all different kind of concepts. Some of y'all seem to like, some of you don't concern yourself about. But my job is to get a lesson. So that's today. I got another one for you. My concept, God, right thinkers. Let's talk about always God made man. Why? So man could make God. What the what? Exactly. Let's talk about it. Yeah, God says in the beginning, I was one, then I became three. Trinity is very important when you're studying and learning. Why? Because the three different phases, and God tells you that in the beginning before you get started. He went from one to three. That three meant he was the individual with the power of male and female. So when he replicated, he did just that in his image, male and female in his image. Human beings, aka, are really spiritual beings. Why? Fashioned in God in the likeness, who are in search of their true self, meaning he gave us the conscious. That means the will, the desire to seek, to become better, to become conscious, aka know ourselves. Animals don't have that characteristic. We are the fortunate ones. Human beings, yeah, who are, watch this, who are ignorant of God, which is the creator, who they created in his image. You cannot know him consciously, but he's still there. Like the Christians say, oh, Christ will be with you till forever. Stole the concept again. That's God's line. Just let you know. God, aka Yahweh, the higher self, when people are spiritually ignorant, you're spiritually dead people walking. You just existed. You're just going through the motions. And guess what? On the conscious level, the seven chakra rings or the seven rings of Maya, if you don't pass the third, fourth level, you don't make the cut. So being ignorant, you can live. You just won't get to the next level. And most ignorant people choose not to. Why? Because it's a choice. You choose to be ignorant. This is the day and age of information, Aquarius. If you're ignorant of information, that's a you problem. Information's everywhere. I give it to you every day. Now, when you're not spiritually enlightened, you don't know God. You may believe you do, but without knowledge of him, you just spinning your wheels again, going the wrong way. You only, watch this, and Christ told y'all this, you can only worship the God of your understanding, not your belief. You need to understand and know who you pay homage and respect to or who you getting blessed from. More important. Watch this. Conscious is God's gift to man, not animals. Man can know himself. Man can know his higher self. And the concept is when God created everything was perfect. Het haru. Het means house. Haru means spirit. That means the spirit is in his own house. Who's his house? Human being. Man. Just the concept, trying to get you to understand the spirit that's in you is God. No ifs, ands, buts about that. Now, the conscience that he gave you is up to you to figure it out, who you are and how to get to him. Man has that ability to what? Become conscious, to know himself with self-spiritual knowledge, spiritual truths, who manifest them when you what? Live them. Now you know. You can have a concept, you can have an idea, you can have a belief, but until you manifest, you have just that. Concepts and belief and theological concepts and views don't mean nothing, like prayers without works mean nothing. Works is the manifestation of bringing that thought to life. Right thinking is what? The art of gaining knowledge, becoming enlightened, and raising your consciousness to know your higher self. That's why you raise it. I know my lower self. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Get wiser. As you get older, that happens. It's okay to be young and dumb. It's a catastrophe to be old and dumb. I'm just saying. You won't get a kick coming. If you went through life and didn't learn lessons in life, you got no kick coming. Old dummies. Remember, Maya is the idea of what? Duality. She represents order, balance in life, to live righteous and to make that next level by doing just that. Living righteous, only holding yourself accountable to do the right thing by 42 negative confessions saying, I have not. When you become God conscious, and that's how you become God conscious, why? You're pleasing God and yourself at the same time. That's called a win-win. I'm enjoying this lesson. Hope you are. Hope I'm getting my point across. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's move on. Now, being conscious is what? Waking up spiritually. You wake up every day in the physical world. But to wake up spiritually means you're making a higher connection. You're making a spiritual connection with the heart and mind coherence again. Conscious is waking up spiritually, and only man can become godlike. Again, not the animals. A dog ain't got to know he as a dog. He just do what dogs do. And every animal follow suit. Why? They have no conscience, so they got no guilt. They got no regrets. They do what they do. Most of us live like that. That's called the beastly nature. You live on the lower nature. You're being run by your ego. Nevertheless, let's get back to this one. Now, here we go. We are made again in God's image. Stop right there. What's God's image? It ain't physical. That's my dad right there. I look like him. So, yeah, I'm in his image. Spiritually, we all made of God. That's the image of God is the spirit. I gotta keep myself calm. Now, with consciousness, aka free will, man has the ability to gain conscious knowledge of himself to do what? Rise to the next level and what? The next life, conceptually. Again, if you're following a concept, an occult belief system, you have a concept of God, you got a concept of heaven and hell, good and bad. So they all got the same concept. Pick and choose the one that works for you. That's what I'm saying. That's right thinking. Okay, I'm not gonna pick a philosophical concept that don't work for me. That ain't right thinking. All right, here you go. Our spirit, again, is of God. Our consciousness is of God. Also, we have to know ourselves to know God. There lies the twist. Okay, we are one. Earth and the fire says we are one. Yeah. All right, here you go. My spirit. Okay, next one. No. God, watch this, is not physical. Please understand. Mm-mm. The face of God is on every human being. So his face is going to change. It's not going to be the same. Why? Because the spirit is inside and the body is what they see. So it's going to look different. So we would never lay eyes on God face to face until we open the third eye. Okay, so another lesson. But that's the whole point. Humans are gods in the on the inside, waiting to get what? Woken up to themselves. That's what the search in life, that's the goal for right thinkers, to know thyself with knowledge and understanding and righteous living. To have the knowledge and understanding and not implement it or manifest it is a waste of time. You're no better than ones who don't have it. So to have it and don't use it is just like not having it at all. Okay? The body, watch this, is the temple or the prison. Your choice. True. Temple, prison. How you use that is your call. That's free will. The spirit, the body is the temple or prison of the spirit. Your choice, aka that's free will. Now let me wrap this up and get this thing out the way. You have the right to worship higher self, lower self, aka Maya. There's your call. There's your choice. It's all up to you. Watch this. Now, when I was ignorant of God, aka my higher self, all I had was my ego self. No choice. I only did one thing. You can't have balance if you just got one thing. That's why I hate the word mandatory. Mandatory means you don't have a choice. You have to comply with what somebody else wants done. I got a problem with that. Always did, probably always will. Why? I'm stuck on choices. Give me a choice. Then that don't hold true either because in the religious, not excuse me, but let me step out one question. Let me give you a concept right quick. Politics. They the same bird. Democrat, Republican. Left wing, right wing. They the same thing. So understand that concept. Why? Because that's what we tend to misunderstand. It ain't fair. Okay, no, it ain't. Justice on the political side is never fair. Let me move on. I just wanted to make that point about the body being the temple and you got free will. Okay. No, you got the right to worship either one. Higher, lower self. Ego self. I know we're taught right from wrong early in life, but not the truth of life, about life. A lot of us got the old hokey doke. They got the old same old, same old. Well, they told us this, we can tell them that. Let's stop that. That's the first thing. Okay. Now, if you were taught the spiritual truth early in life, along with right and wrong, now you have the ability to make a better decision knowing the truth. When you don't know the truth, you can't make that decision. With knowledge, you're able, again, with knowledge of self, you're able to make better decisions. Just get a lesson about that. The more knowledge, the better decision making you're going to be able to do. Why? That's what you need, excuse me, to balance out your decision making. Your discernment is based on what you know. Maya, again, is the choice. Knowledge of self makes it easier to choose and do the right thing. Why? With knowledge and understanding of spiritual truths, I can implement them, I can live by them, and prove that they work. Without knowledge of them, I had nothing to go with. Somebody got to tell me, and I got to go with what they say. Commandments. I don't like commandments. With knowledge, oh, did that, excuse me, okay, now moving on down. Last one. Listen, knowing thyself is gaining and becoming what? God conscious. And how that happen? By daily righteous living, following that philosophy on a day-to-day basis, and you get good at it. And when you see the blessings that's coming from doing that, then that motivates you, inspires you to keep doing it. That's what drives me. All right. Men. man who only knows his ego self, the old me, the young me, will never become God conscious. I didn't think about God till that door slammed. I was like, uh-oh. And Scooby went, roll. Yeah. Now it's just me and myself. P-Funk. Yeah. I was funking by myself. But I got to know myself from a more intricate way of understanding myself by looking back and reflecting, saying, that wasn't too smart, Okay, change will be made. In 3 years, I made the change. But it took me 3 years to think about it, all that. But it still took time. And if you spend time on a plan, and as soon as you get out to implement the plan, you don't, that's a you problem. I implemented mine. That's all I can say about that. That's, again, experience, knowing. Watch this. We was given conscious, man was given conscious. So what? So that we can become what? God conscious with righteous living and understanding who we are and aspiring to be our best selves. That's becoming God-like in the flesh. Sound familiar? Anointed, Nehas. God gave man that gift to know him. Hence, God made man so man can make God, aka the worship gene. God gave us that. Why? Higher self. Raise your conscience. If you just go through life, you're going to do a whole bunch of bad things and ain't going to be good for you at Judgment Day. So that's the point. That's the point. Watch this. God is all conscious, always aware. When you know thyself, you're God conscious. And that's all you need to know is what? Yourself. Everything else is pretty much up for grabs. Right thinking philosophy's goal is what? To make all, again, all right thinkers God conscious by knowing themselves. That's my ultimate goal for everybody who follow me and tune in. My point is to get a lesson to get you closer to know yourself and get closer to your divine self. God. Wrapping it up. Appreciate you tuning in. You can be God conscious, or you can be God ignorant, aka Set or Haru. Which one are you? Haru here. I see you over there. Real recognize real. Some of y'all look familiar. I appreciate you. I'll be back.